Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today, the dead rise once again for Evil Dead Rise. So, this movie came out last Friday. I didn't get the chance to check it out last weekend, but I just saw it today, and my god, oh boy. The Evil Dead 2013 was gruesome, but this takes it to a whole nother level. But anyway, let's just get to the meat of the plot. So this movie is about two sisters named Ellie and Beth. And Beth is kind of let's just say a bit of a someone who's I guess not taking care of her life as well as someone should be, and decides to go to her sister's apartment to just get help. So you could say, I guess you could say, and her sister Ellie has 3 kids who live in this apartment as well, named Danny, Bridget, and Casey. And during a earthquake, Danny finds the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. And okay, well, he doesn't read from it. He finds like records where the priest, who, from what I know, is apparently voiced by Bruce Campbell. So, gotta get his cameo in there. Again, I might have to fact check that after this. And that priest on the record says the accursed words that bring the spirits of the dead into the apartment, and Ellie gets possessed by the Deadites, and shit ensues. So, right off the gate, I have to applaud Alyssa Sutherland, who plays Ellie, because she is fucking terrifying as the Deadite, as the head Deadite in this movie. She really does channel the energy and creepiness brought about by Cheryl, the original Deadite from the original Evil Dead, and Mia from the 2013 movie. Again, really, really good from her, both as the normal mom and as the lead Deadite. Really fucking good performance from her. And Lily Sullivan, who plays Beth, our protagonist, also really good. Of course, this is supposed to be the Ash surrogate character. Again, no one's going to be as good as Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams, but she was a very fun character, I guess. Would have been nice to get to know more about her. But as the movie went on, you don't really know much about her. So it would have been nice to know a little bit more about her. But again, it's a good character. Nice protagonist. The 3 kids, honestly, as far as kid characters go, they weren't annoying. And they are played, and they're played alright. And considering 2 of them, well, spoiler alert, fight the dust and become Deadites. And also, the little girl survives. I should just phrase that already. Little girl survives. So, anyone who hates seeing children die on screen, trust me, that's not nice to see. Especially, same thing with animals. You don't like seeing that shit on screen. Now, let's get into more of what's also just awesome about this movie. One, this movie is bloody as fuck. Like I said, the 2013 movie was graphic, but this is just so much gorier. There's so much, to the point where, like, there's an elevator filled with blood. It gets that gory. And then, like, there's also shit where, like, this person gets and one of the Deadites gets their fucking head impaled with a freaking makeshift spear, and, like, you see the entire, like, the thing go all the way through their skull, and it's so graphic. And then, of course, in the trailers where one of the characters gets a fucking cheese grater dragged along their leg, it's like, it is brutal. Would I say it's Terrifier level brutal? Yeah, it's close. Although I don't think anything's gonna get to Terrifier levels of brutal. And I do like all the callbacks to the original Evil Dead. I know usually when movies do callbacks, some people think it's cheap, but here I think it works. I think the callbacks to the original Evil Dead work. They even reference The Shining, like I said, with the elevator of blood. Another thing that this movie does, for me at least, really well, is that it really feels like a video game. Specifically, it feels like a Resident Evil game. So, like, in a way, you could say this is Evil Dead meets Resident Evil. Especially, spoiler alert, the Deadites kind of, like, fuse together into this kind of, like, boss creature. Kind of like the Rat King from Last of Us Part 2. That fucking fungus thing, and if you don't know, if I'll point to a picture of it if I edit it in. But, yeah, that fused horde monstrosity from Last of Us. It's a lot like that. And I think there is a creature in Resident Evil, but it's like a whole bunch of bodies fused together, but I might be wrong. But yeah, and that, like, Jesus Christ. The way they kill that thing is just with a goddamn wood chipper and a chainsaw combined. Trust me, this movie is not for the faint of heart. If you hate gore, you probably won't like this movie. But as a humble gorehound, I love it. And also, this movie has a damn good opening. The Evil Dead movies usually aren't one for openings. I think the only other movie that had a proper cold open was Evil Dead 2013. And I like this movie's opening way more. It gets like straight to what we want to see immediately with the Deadites. So yeah, great cold open as well. So on the whole, I think my only real complaints are that I wish we knew more about the main character, Beth. And my other complaint is that it feels like they don't really use the apartment setting that well. Like, it feels like we're just confined to Ellie's apartment throughout the whole movie. And we don't really get to see much more of the building outside of that. So I feel like they could have done a bit more with the apartment complex setting. Kind of like in Wreck, if you've ever seen that movie. Which, by the way, that's a great zombie movie. But, because that movie also takes place in an apartment building. And I feel like, and if they did something kind of similar to that, I feel like it could have been a bit more interesting. Maybe, like, have them going through rooms while hordes of, like, Deadites are trying to get at them. But maybe that would have been too similar to Wreck or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of realistically my only real complaints about the movie. So, on the whole, I'm going to give Evil Dead Rise a solid, very deserving, I'm going to go with a 92%. Yeah, going more twos in here, you know? So yeah, 92. I think that's a fair ranking. And this movie's probably top, either just below or tied with Evil Dead 2 as my favorite of the franchise. But yeah, Evil Dead Rise. If you are a person who just loves like gore or a gorehound, and you're a fan of, and you're also a fan of the Evil Dead franchise, go see this. You should not really be disappointed by this. This is such a good movie. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you enjoyed my content, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.